This is the mother and daughter, the main characters of today's movie. Both are a bit tied up in the restroom. Right now, Erin and her daughter Harper are shopping in the supermarket. Just as they are about to leave, they see a group of people lying on the ground. Erin takes a deep breath and realizes the seriousness of the situation. It's definitely a robbery. The first thing she thinks of is her daughter. While looking for a place to hide, they see the robber has taken the supermarket manager hostage. First, Erin hides her daughter in a wooden crate, and she hides behind a shelf. At this moment, Harper sees the robber physically assaulting the supermarket manager and becomes very scared. This causes an orange on the shelf to roll onto the floor. The robber immediately becomes alert and turns back to check. Knowing her daughter is in danger, Erin distracts him with a can. This draws the robber's attention towards her position. As soon as he gets closer to inspect, Erin attacks unexpectedly, then lunges to grapple with him. Because the robber is wearing a mask, he is not injured by the previous attack. Even so, Erin is not at all frightened by this tall robber. But at this moment, she is being choked by the robber. Luckily, she manages to grab an iron screwdriver and stabs him in the thigh. With this, the tables are immediately turned. After that, Erin prepares to grab the gun on the ground, but the robber snatches it back from her hand. As they are both struggling on the floor, a gunshot rings out, tearing through the entire supermarket. From then on, Erin's fate will completely change because the robber is no ordinary person. The mysterious story of the robber will be revealed later. At this moment, another robber follows the sound and rushes over. But just then the supermarket alarm blares, forcing him to flee. When he leaves, Erin quickly checks the condition of the robber lying on the ground. When she lifts his mask, she sees a familiar face, and at the same time, the robber sees her face clearly and recognizes Erin. It seems they knew each other before. Erin immediately calls for help because she wants him to survive, and her daughter Harper has seen everything from beginning to end. In the little girl's eyes, her whole world has collapsed. Erin's husband is Jordy, who is an emergency nurse. He was very panicked when this happened to his wife and child. While the guy is panicking, Erin just asks how the robber is. Jordy replies that his surgery is done. After that, Erin asks the doctor for permission to see him. It is clear that these two knew each other from before, because as soon as Erin enters the room, he calls her by another name, Kate. When she says she doesn't know him, he sits up as if going crazy, then tiredly lies back down on the bed. It seems Erin came here specifically to provoke him, because right after that, the robber goes to meet his maker. At this point, Erin breathes a sigh of relief. But what she doesn't know is that things are far from over. The next day, when Erin takes her daughter to school as usual, because the whole school already knows what happened at the supermarket yesterday, so whether it's students or teachers, everyone casts admiring glances at Erin. Even the female principal approaches her. But when she sees her picture in today's newspaper, Erin realizes something is wrong. She immediately leaves with a very worried expression. No one can understand what secret she is hiding, but she continues her part-time teaching job at her daughter's school. 5 years ago, Erin and her daughter came from the port of London to escape to Barcelona. But her train of thought is interrupted by a knock on the door. Her neighbor Emilio has come especially to inform Erin that she has an interview at the police station tomorrow. Then he takes out his mobile phone and plays a video. This is the exact scene of Erin fighting back against the robber. He wants to prepare Erin because his boss might get a hold of this. But the clever Erin has already realized his intention. Emilio is just trying to get the secret of Erin's abilities. Therefore, she refuses his help. At a neighbor's birthday party at night, Erin suddenly sees a very suspicious woman in black. As soon as the family of 3 gets home, they see the lights are on, but when they check around, they can't find anyone. The next morning, Erin goes to see the police chief. It is clear that they suspect her of causing the robber's death in the hospital. It could be that he died from post-surgery complications, or the other possibility is that someone smothered him with a pillow. Seeing their suspicion, she says she doesn't give a damn, because the video shows her daughter was very scared hiding from the robber who was holding a gun. However, the police chief says there is no video from the supermarket at all. Only now does Erin know that Emilio did not make the video public. It seems he really wants to help her. When Erin leaves, Emilio follows her. Erin acts puzzled, not knowing what he means. He then says he is just trying to help her. But it is clear that Erin does not accept help from agents. At this moment, their exchange is seen by the police chief from the floor above. On the way back, Erin notices something unusual. A black Mercedes is tailing her. As soon as she reaches the intersection, she immediately thinks of a way to escape the tail by changing direction. However, she almost causes the car behind to crash into her. It's clear that car was not targeting Erin. When Harper hears her mother mention that coming here seems to be a mistake, the little girl gets out of the car angrily. It's clear Harper loves Barcelona and doesn't want to leave, and all their actions are being secretly watched by someone. Right now, Erin is attending a student performance at school. She again sees the woman from the neighbor's party yesterday. When Erin follows, Emilio also keeps an eye on her. This time, the two women finally stand face to face. It turns out she is the thief who escaped last time, named Margot. She also knows Erin, and the two of them lunge at each other in the hallway. But because the hallway has cameras, Erin lures the opponent into a classroom. During the fight, Erin finally learns that Margot intends to take her daughter Harper away. But how could Erin let her daughter be taken away? So she immediately gets angry, headbutts and stabs a pin into her opponent's neck, then cruelly breaks her neck. When Erin doesn't know how to deal with this body, a voice is heard. It turns out it's Emilio, and he has witnessed the whole thing. So that no one knows, he immediately closes the classroom door. At this point, Erin explains that she came here to take revenge for her boyfriend. Emilio can only temporarily believe Erin, but unexpectedly, he even helps her dump the body. But it seems he still knows what he's doing. After that, they drive to a deserted mountain. The two quickly dig a hole to bury the body. Just as they are about to fill it with dirt, Emilio suddenly thinks of something, wondering if Erin wants to say a few words to Margot. However, instead of praying, she lets out a string of curses that leaves even Emilio stunned. After solving the problem, the two go their separate ways. After returning home, Erin takes a clean bath. But when she checks her daughter's photo album in her room, she sees a picture of a woman being stabbed in the shoulder with a knife, and Erin is not surprised at all that it was a scene she created. The next day, Emilio comes to see Erin to ask for a small favor, but of course, Erin doesn't agree. So he talks about the body from last night to remind her. What would happen if her husband found out everything? Emilio is also sure that this matter depends on Erin's skills. After her teaching hours, Erin gets into Emilio's car. They are going to the house of a lawyer who specializes in handling cases for gangsters. He wants Erin to break into the lawyer's house to install spyware. Erin also tells Emilio that after this, they will be even. But looking at Emilio's face, it seems he won't let her off so easily. When Erin breaks in, she sees many servants, but very quickly she breaks into the lawyer's room. However, Emilio outside sees his car returning. He immediately calls Erin, telling her to get out quickly, but Erin is determined to finish this. While she is looking for an opportunity to get out, she is seen by a maid. She screams, which makes the lawyer run over with a gun. Erin has no choice but to raise her hands and surrender. At this moment, Erin acts unexpectedly, knocking the gun out of the lawyer's hand, then runs to the balcony and, without hesitation, jumps into the sea below. All of this is seen by Emilio from a distance. He is completely stunned. How can Erin be so agile? At this point, Erin successfully surfaces from the water, then walks to a store and changes into a t-shirt. After that, Emilio returns home anxiously waiting for Erin. As soon as Erin walks in, he becomes very excited, followed by a shower of praise for her. To be honest, Erin's husband also finds his attitude annoying. And what they don't know is that the problem is not over yet. The next day, Erin goes to Emilio's house, but no one is home, only a phone dropped on the floor. Luckily, there is a car positioning signal in the phone. After arranging for her daughter, she goes to the address from the navigation. Sure enough, the car from the positioning is parked there, but the iron gate is tightly closed. So Erin immediately rams the car door, causing it to set off an alarm. Soon after, a guy comes out to deal with the car, and as he goes back inside, Erin quickly runs to stop the gate from closing. At this point, she sees Emilio tied to a chair. Because the lawyer had colluded with other agents, he quickly found and captured Emilio easily. At this moment, she gets the taser and takes down the henchman. The lawyer rushes over and is also taken down by her shortly after. Taking this opportunity, she unties Emilio. However, the other guys hear the noise and rush over. Erin can only temporarily close the front door. Since Emilio is injured, he will try to escape first, while Erin stays behind to stop the pursuit of the henchman. Erin uses a bedsheet to block the opponent's view and throws a kick, followed by another kick to his groin. But he is still very persistent and rushes to catch Erin. At this moment, Emilio comes back and grabs him, both falling to the floor below. The henchman wakes up and is about to finish off Emilio. Luckily, Erin appears in time and knees him in the head. After that, they both hurriedly get into the car and flee. At this point, Erin asks Emilio for the truth behind it all. It turns out that Emilio was set up and owes the lawyer Augustin a large sum of money. He said he would clear the debt if he provided him with internal police information. However, it was never enough for him, so Emilio tried to take Augustin down. Right now, they can't go to the hospital for fear of Emilio's superiors finding out. Erin can only buy some painkillers and bandages. But while Erin is buying things at the pharmacy, something unexpected happens. The lawyer Augustin has actually found his way here. As soon as he sees her, Augustin also exclaims, "Who are you?" which makes him very curious. He then raises his phone to take a picture of Erin and leaves. Erin immediately knows that something is wrong and follows him. Since he is a lawyer, he will definitely have many connections through which he can find out Erin's real background. Erin begs him not to send that photo. Just as Augustin refuses to accept her plea, a car hits him. It turns out it was Emilio who did it. Immediately after, Erin takes his phone and gets in the car to flee. And at this point, things seem to be getting more and more complicated. Emilio certainly has more unknown secrets, and Erin is now completely drawn into his troubles. Returning home, Erin also can't believe what has happened. She starts checking Augustin's phone again, but then she discovers her shirt is stained with blood. When she wants to clean it with water, the tap has been broken for who knows how long. In a fit of anger, she uses a bit too much force. This worries her husband, who has to run to turn it off. Unable to tell her husband the truth, Erin says it's because the school didn't hire her as a full-time teacher, thus also avoiding Jordy's suspicion.